Okay, this is the next fly I'm going to tie. Again, it's a size 7 Salar, so it's a big hook, but it's just for the video. And I'm going to start the thread at the eye as usual and wind it halfway down the hook shank, trim away the weight, and then I'm going to continue right down to it's in line with the point of the thread's in line with the point of the hooks. At this point I'm going to catch in a short length of oval silver tinsel, catch it in underneath and wind down just till you're by the point, sort of halfway between the point and the barb of the hook, and then I'm going to take 3 or 4 turns of tinsel round, and then I'm going to pull it up between the hooks, and it's a wee bit short that, so tighten it down on top. Just straighten this hook up a bit. Wind it the waist end down, and for the tail again is going to be a golden pheasant crest by 2, just to thicken the tail up a bit. So wee patches of crests here. They're quite long, but I'm just going to tie them in and pull them to length. So take your thread up to the tag and tie these in. Tail lengths up to yourself, probably about, just line the tips of these up, probably about hook shank or 3/4 of the length of the hook shank, something like that. So tie them in, a couple of the straps, and then when you're happy, secure the waist ends down, take them 2/3 of the way up and trim away. At this point, catch in a length of oval silver tinsel again, and this is Vineyards, and it's the small, number 14. So catch the length of it in underneath the hook and wind it on tight up against the tag. And at this point I'm going to tie in the body of the executioner. Usually red floss, but for this particular one I'm going to use the Uni Chinese red, which will brighten it up a bit for me. Something different again. Depends, some people tie it half and half. I like it about 1/3 of the red and the rest with the flat silver, so turn tight at the back and open your floss out whilst you're winding it. Keep it nice and flat, and I would say that there's about, for me, roughly what I like on the back of the. Some people like it as, say, half the body, and other people like it just as maybe 2 turns, more of a coloured tag. So as I say, that's roughly, it's maybe slightly more than 1/3, but that's sort of what I like. The front of the body, I'm going to do it in holographic tinsel. It's just a slightly sparklier executioner, but tie in a length of the large holographic silver and take a few more turns up there to make sure it covers. Wind it on, make sure your first turn is nice and neat. Take the thread down a bit and stop there. It's about 5 mil approximately 4mm, 5mm short of the eye. So take your oval gold or oval silver, and I take a full turn at the back, and then wind up and open turns. So that's 3, that's 4 turns, that's 5. Just come on to your 6th turn. Keep your thread tight, and you get your tinsel caught in, and get a good 5 or 6 turns around it, so it won't slip, and trim it away. At this point, I'm going to tie in a black cock hackle, if I can find it. Here we go. So this is Chinese cock cape, and I'm just going to select a feather with appropriate length. So just checking it for length. Yeah, it's about right. Or it's about what I like to see on it. Expose the tip of your feather. Tie it in. Again, this is 8/0 thread and it's a big hook, so you can afford to put in 5 or 6 turns. Oh, broke out. Sometimes you go too near the tip, they break, and sometimes if they've been badly dyed they break, so it's just a matter of coming slightly down the feather and trying again. It's maybe a bit heavy handed with it, so gently fold the fibres back, and then put your first turn tied up against your silver, and fold your hackle on as you're winding. Next turn right in front of it, your next turn right in front of that one. Keep them nice and tight until you've enough of hackle. That's sort of coming on the 4th turn, just starting on the 4th. So there's 3 full turns there, and again get 4 wraps or 5 wraps round before you trim it away, and just tidying that up. And that's your hackle on. I'm going to put in a couple of strands of crystal flash here. This is fine, and it's just pearl crystal flash. I'm going to tie in 2 strands, get them sitting, and then double them back. So that's 4 strands in total. Trim them to length. And for the wing in this is US opossum, and it is from Sean Stanton's new range, Frankenstein. So it's a really nice hair, lots of under fur, but a really nice shiny black. It's very, very nice to work with, so I've been winging a lot of flies with this. So I'm going to pull a pinch off and trim it close to the skin. As you can see there's quite a lot of under fur in it, but the tips are nice and fine. I'll pull a bit of this under fur out, so I'm going to hold it halfway up, and we'll have some of the under fur in the fly. So again, wing length is the tips just touching the tail or slightly out beyond it. So I'm going to trim this again at this length and rub the wax down this a couple of times, and that means whenever I get it caught on, it won't slip. So hold it nice and low again with your tips as far back that you can cover them so they're not protruding, and get 4 or 5 turns on at least, or even a few more. I'm just going to take that wee ridge out with the thread. So that's your executioner nearly finished. You could put jungle cock on it again if you wanted, but to be honest this is probably blinged enough. It's got crystal flash uni Chinese red floss and holographic silver, so I'd say we could exclude the jungle cap and all for speed. If you wanted, you can tie off the black, or you can keep with the theme, you can put a red floss head on it. So this is going to be a red-headed executioner. Just catch this as glow bright floss. Just start it off like you would with thread and trim away your waste, then build up the head to whatever you like, and 3 or 4 turns to whip finish. Trim your waist away nice and tight. Make sure any fibres are sloping back nicely. You can see the wing is plenty of movement on it too in the water, but it sort of springs back up again. And again, same thing here. I can't, for speed, for me, I can't beat using Deer Creek resin for the head, so whenever time flies, I don't want to be wasting ages varnishing, so 1 coat of Deer Creek and that cures it. There's no varnish, no messing about. So unless requested by a customer, I use Deer Creek most of the time for speed, and it's great for buzzers as well. So just put it on as you would varnish, work it in with a dubbing needle. And you don't need to panic because you have as much time as you want. Until you put the torch on it, you can do whatever you want with it. So again, that's the head completely covered and I'm happy with that, so I'm going to set the resin with the LED laser pen. This is probably taken, it's just me being extra careful, but it half the time cures it. I just like to make sure. So that's a sort of a flashy executioner with a red head finished with Deer Creek resin. So you can see it's a lovely shiny head. Thanks for watching again.